There is a silence within you that's been screaming lately. A restless, holy hum. Not from fear or failure, but from too many paths opening at once. Too many choices, too many inner voices, too many futures playing out in your mind. You've been caught between obedience and overthinking, between faith and strategy, between waiting and rushing, between what's right and what's right now. But God says, pause, not to delay you, but to deliver something far greater than you imagined. Before we begin, if this message resonates with your soul, comment your warmest wishes and 333 or 222 below, and share this with someone whose spirit is seeking direction. What you're about to hear is not opinion, it is divine alignment. You've likely been sensing the weight in the air, not heaviness like before. This is a pressure to decide, but nothing feels fully clear. There's a fog even though the sun is shining. You're being called to move, but also told to wait. Every decision feels irreversible, and with each moment of inaction, the weight grows heavier. You start doubting your intuition, second-guessing your divine instincts. You wonder, what if I make the wrong move and ruin everything? Let me tell you something powerful. Decision paralysis is not confusion. It's spiritual warfare in disguise. You are not lazy. You are not behind. You are not weak. You are at a divine crossroads. And this crossroads is not meant to punish you. It's meant to reveal you. God allows the fog so you learn to hear with your spirit, not just see with your eyes. The enemy wants you locked in mental loops, over-planning, over-analyzing, overthinking. Because the longer you stay stuck in your head, the further you drift from your calling. That's the trap. Paralysis. Fear of choosing wrong, fear of missing out, fear of failing God. But here's heavenly truth. God cannot be tricked by your indecision. His will cannot be ruined by your hesitation. His plan is still unfolding, even when you feel frozen. You are not late. You are being purified. You're not being tested to break. You're being fine-tuned to receive. That tension you feel is not random. You've outgrown your old decision-making systems. You used to choose from survival. Now you must choose from vision. You used to move out of urgency. Now you're being taught to move out of alignment. It's no longer about chasing outcomes. It's about choosing the frequency of peace. God doesn't want your hustle. He wants your stillness. He doesn't need your performance. He desires your posture. The reason you're unable to figure it all out is because you were never meant to. That's a worldly weight. A chosen one moves with divine instruction, not panic, with quiet confidence, not constant comparison, with bold surrender, not busy striving. This isn't about choosing a perfect path, it's about choosing God again and again, with every uncertain step. You are learning the rare art of holy decision-making, and that's where your power begins. Chosen one, listen closely. This isn't just about the decisions in front of you, it's about who you are becoming as you face them. The delay isn't denial. The pause isn't punishment. It's sacred space, a divine recalibration, a rewiring of your inner compass. Because where you're going, you won't just need options, you'll need obedience. And this season of tension is preparing your soul to know the difference. You see, in the past you made decisions to escape, to fix something, to prove something, to hurry your healing. You wanted answers quickly, you wanted control. But God is not looking to hand you decisions that feel easy. He's inviting you into discernment that feels eternal. You're no longer here to guess your way through life. You are being trained to feel when it is right in your bones. This is why nothing superficial satisfies you anymore. Why the obvious options feel empty. Why the paths that worked for others feel dull to your soul. You're not just choosing a job, a partner, a project, a move. You're choosing alignment with your highest assignment. The veil is thin now. And this is spiritual warfare at its most subtle level. It doesn't always show up as chaos or crisis. It often arrives as confusion cloaked in logic, as over-responsibility, as being realistic, as fear masked as wisdom, as people giving well-meaning advice that pulls you further from your spirit. But your soul knows. Even when your mind is clouded, your spirit never lies. That subtle nudge, that tightening in your chest when something feels off, that peace that surpasses understanding when something is right. These are divine signals, not to be ignored or negotiated. God is asking you to stop outsourcing your clarity to others. Stop looking for 100 signs and confirmations. Stop trying to control the outcome through endless planning. The next step is not coming from the outside. It is already embedded in your spirit. You are not waiting for permission. You are being drawn by the truth that lives inside you. And the truth is, you already know what to do. But maybe it feels risky. Maybe it feels illogical. Maybe it requires you to walk alone for a while. Maybe it disrupts everything you thought you needed. That's because it's divine. Real clarity rarely comes wrapped in comfort. Real breakthroughs almost never come without resistance. And real alignment often begins with a holy discomfort, a sacred shakeup of all that is false, so the true path can emerge. Right now, you're not being asked to decide everything. You're only being asked to surrender to the next right move. One move. That's all. One act of faith. One deep breath that says, God, I may not see the full picture, but I trust your hand is on it. That's the doorway. That's the shift. That's how heaven meets you right where you stand. Chosen one, what you're stepping into isn't just a new chapter. It's a new dimension. That's why it feels so unfamiliar. That's why your old tools aren't working. You've outgrown surface-level answers and shallow directions. This next phase requires spiritual precision, not people-pleasing. It demands clarity of soul, not clarity of schedule. You're being summoned into divine maturity, where you no longer ask, what should I do? But rather, who am I becoming through this choice? Because chosen ones don't just move toward results, they move in alignment with revelation. And here's what heaven is revealing. The fog will lift not when you figure it all out, but when you trust deeper than ever before. The breakthrough isn't in the decision, it's in the surrender. Because the enemy can confuse your logic, but he cannot access your peace. And right now, peace is your weapon. Peace is how you'll know it's your time. Peace is how you'll know the door is divine. Peace is how you'll silence every counterfeit voice. There's a divine clock ticking over your life, and right now, it's reaching a critical moment. You've been patient, silent, even invisible to the world, but not to the heavens. And the next 48 hours? They're not just another pair of days. They are a sacred window of transformation, tailored specifically for you, chosen one. You are standing on the brink of a sudden shift, one that will realign the course of your destiny and turn the tides in your favor. This is not a metaphor. It's not wishful thinking. It's a divine announcement echoing through the unseen realm. You may not feel ready. You may even doubt it's coming because of how long you've waited, because of how much you've cried behind closed doors, or because you're still healing from the betrayals that left you shattered. But listen, heaven does not operate on your feelings. It moves in appointed time. And right now, your appointed time has arrived. What took others 10 years will begin to unfold for you in the space of 2 days. It might not all be visible at once, but the energy, the alignment, the favor, it's already falling into place. And when it starts, it won't stop. Before we go further, if this message resonates with your spirit, comment your warmest wishes and 333 or 222 below. And share this with someone you love who might need a prophetic word today. Let's build this sacred space together. Now, take a deep breath. You're not late. You're not broken. You are right on time for the moment God always intended for you. These next 48 hours aren't about chaos or confusion. They are about clarity. A veil is about to be lifted. A truth will be revealed. A connection will come alive. The old timeline is closing, and a new, powerful frequency is rising from within you. And that inner shift, it's the real miracle. It's the sign. You're no longer reacting to life. You're moving with divine precision. Watch how your thoughts align, how your body responds, how peace becomes your new baseline. That's not coincidence. That's your soul stepping into the vibration of victory. Because when God says, it's time, no demon, delay, or doubt can stop it. The next 48 hours are sacred. Prepare your mind, elevate your faith, and walk as if the thing you've prayed for has already happened. Because in the spirit realm, it has. What if I told you that right now? Yes, in this very moment. Someone, somewhere is speaking your name in rooms you haven't even entered yet. What if I told you that an answer to your deepest prayer is already on its way, disguised in a phone call, an email, a divine meeting that's not random but orchestrated by heaven itself? That's what's happening in the spirit. While you sit wondering if anything will ever move, the unseen realm is aligning pieces with mathematical precision. Not one delay you faced has been wasted. Not one rejection has been pointless. It all had to happen this way, for your character to be carved, for your discernment to sharpen, and for your destiny to be protected. You see, the weight of what's coming requires a version of you that refuses to settle, refuses to doubt, and refuses to quit. That's why you've had to walk through loneliness. That's why the past season felt like divine isolation. Not because you were being punished, but because you were being preserved. You weren't forgotten. You were being fortified. Now that process is almost complete. The next 48 hours will feel like confirmation after confirmation. Little signs will show up, feathers, repeated numbers, people from the past suddenly reaching out, unexpected blessings dropping into your lap. These are not coincidences. They are divine timestamps, markers that say the prophecy is unfolding. You've prayed for a shift. You've asked for clarity. Now, God is answering, but not in the way you expected. This won't be loud. It won't be announced on a stage. It will be a whisper in your spirit, a moment of stillness where you just know. A message, a vision, a dream, or simply a deep inner peace that refuses to leave. That's how you'll know it's time to move. You won't second guess it. You'll feel it in your bones. You'll walk different, talk different, think different. This is the sacred transition. The page is turning, and you, chosen one, are not walking into it alone. You are being led. That's why you feel that sudden stirring in your soul. That's why things are being revealed quickly now. People are showing their true colors. Opportunities are shifting. Doors are closing abruptly, but not to hurt you, to protect you from a distraction that would have stolen your focus at the worst time. The distractions must go so the elevation can begin. This is not the time to panic or overthink. This is the time to act with faith, speak less, move in silence, and flow with the divine rhythm. Because if you keep talking too much about what's coming, you'll drain the energy before it manifests. You must protect what you're building. Keep it sacred. Let God work in the quiet. There's power in the hidden place. You don't need everyone to understand you right now. You don't need their approval or applause. All you need is alignment with the divine will over your life. And you, beloved, are aligning faster than you realize. Something in the Spirit has already declared it. It is done. Your job now? Prepare. Make space. Move like the miracle is on the clock, because it is.